Sometimes I do wish they could be there, like I'm excited about something and I could tell them about it.
I usually get worried when it's at night and it's dark and I'm in a room by myself.
See a strange car come by, you get nervous a lot. It's really scary sometimes.
It used to be that when school got out for the day, the kids went home to mom. But for more and more youngsters, that's not the way it is anymore. Many go home to an empty house. They come from families where both parents work or live with a single parent who works. An estimated 14 million children, ages 6 to 13 nationwide, now have working mothers. And once these kids leave the classroom each day, well, they're on their own. They're called Latchkey kids. Most have their own key to the house so they can let themselves in after school. This is their free time, their idle time. Many of them have almost no adult supervision of any kind. But when daycare and babysitters get too expensive, it becomes the only option for working parents. And that leaves some mothers feeling guilty.
I think the guilt pangs come when I feel that maybe they or the house haven't gotten the attention that I really might have given them if I'd been at home. I mean, the bread isn't always homemade. The cookies aren't homemade.
But the growing number of latchkey kids has become a cause for concern among parents, educators, and law enforcement people. Older adolescents fend for themselves outside the home. These are the ones especially susceptible to peer pressure, the age when friends can have more influence than parents.
My mom used to help my dad a lot at work, and when she wasn't home, I'd get into a lot of trouble.
And Mandy says she's seen other teens get into all kinds of trouble when their parents are at work.
Getting high, drunk, breaking into houses, just stealing things.
In fact, statistics show that in Fulton County last year, 61% of the crimes committed by juveniles involved kids with no supervision.
I think parents do not realize what the problems are going to be, and all of a sudden the problems are out of control and they don't know what to do about them.
And then there is the other fear, the fear that some harm could come to the children when mom and dad aren't there. That kind of fear has gripped the city of Atlanta for the past 2 years with the missing and murdered children's cases, raising concern that children from latchkey households are especially vulnerable. But what happens when parents have no choice and have to hold down jobs to make ends meet? Tomorrow we'll talk with a single working mother who is struggling to raise her 3 teenage sons by herself.